Hi everyone, Joe here. Well, I just watched a very great interview with Arianna Huffington. And she, of course, has started the Huffington Post, and this is a great political newsletter or periodical that comes out all the time. But she was mentioning that now it has changed. There are points in there on well-being and health, and that has taken precedence even over the political aspect of it. So she was remarking on the fact that we live in an absolutely fantastic time, and of course, any time that we're alive is a fantastic time. But she was mentioning that the focus now has become on health and well-being, and that people are more interested in that, and parts of that were getting plenty of sleep, meditation, being totally involved in something that is brings wonder and joy into your life, and of course gratitude. So all of these things were involved in that part of the Huffington Post. I'm sure you can go online and take a look at that. But she has also just written a book called Thrive. Excuse me. And in that book, there are 4 pillars that she defines as pillars of success. And so I'm going to refer to my notes because I'll never remember all of this, but they were pretty fantastic. And she was mentioning that defining life with just money and power really, really does not work. And because it's a good way to capture it, but you're leaving something out. You're leaving all of the real juice of life out, so to speak. So the 4 pillars of success that she was referring to are well-being, wisdom, wonder, and giving. So the well-being part she feels is the foundation. And she talked about her own life too, that when she was just going, she was operating on 4 and 5 hours sleep a night, and just everything was she was like on a treadmill constantly, and delivering, of course, but she never took time to really get some healthy sleep for herself. And also, having time to connect with her essence. And the essence is that internal part of who we are, and so we become so obsessed with with everything, with the projects that we're working on, with whatever else is the programs that we're on, and even the smartphone. You can see even kids out there. They don't even watch where they're going. They're so involved in their smartphone. Take time to connect with the essence was her whole thing here. It is a center. The essence is a center. And and every major religion and philosophy has talked about this internal essence. And so, whatever the entry point, it doesn't really matter. The steps of well-being will make a difference. If you take care of yourself, you know that there's more in there to share with others. So, she herself does meditation, movement, gratitude, and then finding joy. So if she can do it, we can do it, right? The next pillar is wisdom. And she was mentioning that no matter what walk of life, there are so many very, very intelligent people, very, very smart people, who don't make very good decisions because they make terrible decisions, as a matter of fact, is what she said. They aren't using or even realize that they have this inner wisdom. And you can see that a lot of things like this happen in the world, and there are world leaders that make terrible decisions all over our planet. So she is saying that the inner wisdom is the place where you connect. And when you disconnect from this, all we are concentrating on is our technology that's out there. that technology and the distractions. So get rid of those and start connecting with the internal, the essence there, the center from which, and so she was also mentioning that the CEO of Cisco, who happens to be a woman, and I forget her name right now, but she was mentioning that in a speech that she made, that she takes a digital detox on Saturday. She doesn't do anything digitally. So if she can do it, being the CEO of Cisco, I think we can take a digital detox day ourselves. The third pillar is wonder. And wonder shows us how it's about how connecting with the mystery of life. We can't be a part of the wonder of the world and enjoy all of the beauty around us when we're perpetually busy. We are just perpetually involved in something. We're perpetually on our phones. We're perpetually being overwhelmed is another thing that absolutely stops us from seeing the wonder and the beauty that is constantly around us. We must recognize that life is just an incredible mystery. And when we connect with that part of us, we begin to see the wonder of everything about us. So we experience the wonder of life. We miss the beauty when we're rushing all around. We miss the beauty of so many things. So take your time. And you know the old saying of smell the roses? When we're so involved in everyday things and that we leave no room for the wonder of life, we miss so much. We miss so much, not only with our families, with our friends, but we miss so much of life itself. She was mentioning that before she started doing these steps and these pillars in her own life, that she had been going to New York City for business meetings and business conferences and connections there. And she stopped one day and said, "Gosh, where did that building come from?" And someone said, "That building has been there since 1810. And she thought, "Oh my God, I missed that all these years." And it was such a gorgeous building that she had to comment on it. But this is what happens when we get so wrapped up in everyday things and being true to somebody else instead of being true to ourselves. We miss out on all the wonder of the world. So take notice and start noticing all the beauty and wonderful things that are out there. And then the fourth pillar is giving. And she mentioned that we are absolutely a culture of go-getters. But when you factor in the magic of giving, she said we should become a culture of go-givers. Because when you start giving, it comes from the heart, of course, but it expands everything. It absolutely expands everything. I can't read my notes here. So what are we going for? I'm sorry. What is? We belong to a culture of what's in it for me, and this is self-serving rather than being giving and full of gratitude and sharing with others. When you are self-serving, the universe doesn't give back to you. So you are absolutely coming from a place of lack, and that does not serve us in any manner or any way. So absolutely consider being a giver, a go-giver. And you'll see when you expand into that portion of life, it all comes back to you tenfold or more. She was asked, what makes Arianna Arianna? And she said that she has an incredible trust in life. And she said a quote. She said that she lives life as if everyone is doing her a favor. And she has done that for years and years now. So what a nice place to come from, isn't it? So she believes that whatever has happened in her life, the good, the bad, whatever, has taken her place of evolution in the state of where she is right now. So if you look at everything that has happened, and even the bad points, there are silver linings, aren't there? Something that we've learned, someplace that we've grown so immensely because of that. And that's exactly what she was explaining. So they also asked her if there was one piece of advice, what would that be? And she said, stop worrying and take time to know yourself. And then she made this beautiful quote, and I hope I can read it without stumbling so, because it really is beautiful. And I will put this in the comments of the video as well. If we don't know ourselves, don't know ourselves on success, where I'll just put this down at the bottom of you because the light is so bad here. We don't know ourselves, or our essence, where our true power comes from. We must believe our power comes from collective victories, trophies, money, and recognition. And she says there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, but it shouldn't be just on those things. It needs to come from the essence within. But it's ultimately what life is about. When we think of it, we really waste our greatest possibilities. So go inside and look at your essence. That is where everything happens, and that is what we bring out to the world. That is what people see is our essence and work with us on that part of us. So this was a great video. This was a great interview. And there was something that was suggested. If you go to YouTube, look for what was called Wisdom 2.0 by Arianna Huffington. And go and take a look at that video, because I am sure it is absolutely wonderful. I intend to do that right now. Take good care. Have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed day, and I'll talk to you later.